You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
Hi, this is Jim from Safety Wars. Before we start the program, I want to make sure everyone understands that we often talk about OSHA and EPA citations, along with some other regulatory actions from other agencies, legal cases, and criminal activity. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Proposed fines are exactly that, and they are often litigated, reduced, or vacated. We use available public records, news accounts, and press releases. We cannot warranty or guarantee the details of any of the stories we share, since we are not directly involved with these stories, at least not most of the time. Enjoy the show.
This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Come and listen to a story about a man named Jim. Safety's his game and the odds were looking grim. Workplace hazards everywhere, from ladders to machines. He took on the mission to make those places clean.
Safety, that is. PPE. OSHA rules.
Well, next thing you know, old Jim's in high demand, teaching folks safety from the mines to the land. Said we gotta keep them safe, make sure they know the score about hazards and the dangers that they just can't ignore.
Training, that is. Inspections. Safety plans.
So now they call him up. Safety Wars is here to stay. Fighting the good fight, keeping dangers at bay. Tune in and learn with Jim. He's got the safety know-how. 'Cause Safety Wars is on, and we're starting right now.
Safety Wars, that is. Set a spell. Take your time. Stay safe now, you hear?
How did you like that? The Ballad of Jim Polzel. Now on to the regular music. From the border of liberty and prosperity on the highway to the north, this is Safety Wars, Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. How's everybody doing? Involved in meetings, scheming, training, and everything else the last couple of days. It's good to be back. I missed it. I really did miss it. Really. Man. So, anything big happened the last couple of days? I don't know. You tell me. Making sure all the streamers are up and running here. Oh, no, they're not. Here we go. I did not hit go live. So we're probably going to have the disclaimer run again here once this kicks in. Too much going on here. But as Jay Allen correctly points out, this is primarily a radio show, audio. And so we're here live on Safety FM. We will be going overtime today. And you'll be going overtime today, talking about politics. Well, there's enough to talk about safety. Now, this has happened I noticed this has happened here. So the inauguration was on Monday, the 20th. The last time that the Department of Labor website was updated was, any guess? Friday. Okay, streamers just kicked in. This is Safety Wars for Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. When we get to our news section, we will be replaying the beginning disclaimer, waiting for things to kick in here. Now, all right. So, like I said, it's been a couple of days on the Department of Labor has not updated their website since Friday. EPA has not updated their website since Monday morning sometime. So I think they're waiting for people to get confirmed and everything else so they get some kind of direction. There are nominees out there. With that, there are nominees. I don't know how it's going to go for them, but we will see with this. I don't know. It's going to be one hell of a ride. That's all I have to say here. One hell of a ride with this whole process here. And yes, I do have multiple cameras right now on our OBS system here. So while we're trying it out, we're seeing how it goes, still trying things out. I think I got to do a little bit more work here in getting the studio set up here, unless I want to spend a lot more money on cameras. Okay, now, where are we? We're going to go right to share screen here. And we're going to So what am I talking about? They haven't updated things. I don't know if they will update things, which means it's going to be a little bit more prep work for me to go and dig out OSHA violations and things of that nature in the for the program. But I don't think we're going to it'll just be more work for me. That's okay. No, it is what it is here. And I think I'm going to say this much. If you are a regular listener, a lot of what we discuss here is relevant to what's going on. What do you mean, Jim? Well, we're going to go a little bit later on here with one of the executive orders and with one of the executive orders and what how it is relevant to something we shared here on November 13th. And I believe I'm the only one that talks about this stuff on the air live. Right. Basically, Jay Allen and I are the only people that have live radio shows for this, as far as I know, in this country, at least. Even though some of the people have video casts and it's heavily produced and they get out one or two a week. And it's, perfect. And everything, not perfect here. when they moved the inauguration indoors, things didn't go off perfectly, but you never saw things that didn't go off perfectly there. Now, this is from January 20th, 2025. And I have a feeling President Trump's going to have a lot of stuff here to talk about. To the Senate of the United States to nominate, and these are some of the things that are safety related. Scott Bessent, Secretary of Treasury, Pamela Bondi to be Attorney General, Lori Chavez de Raymer of Oregon. She's currently a congresswoman out of Oregon. I believe it's the 2nd District. She has had very good dealings with labor unions. So I believe this is why the president has recommended her. And we have going down here, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services. Kristi Noem of South Dakota, Secretary of Homeland Security. These are all pretty familiar people. Marco Rubio, I'm not reading all of them off. Marco Rubio to be Secretary of State. Eric Turner, the head of Secretary of HUD. Christopher Wright of Colorado, Secretary of Energy. And going down, Kelly Loeffler, SBA Administrator. And that was Lee Zeldin of New York to be Administrator of the EPA. Those are the people so far. Now, you're going to say, well, okay, well, that's good, Jim. What about what we deal with safety, primarily OSHA? Well, there are a couple of, we do have some news there. If we go on here, where is it? Here, let me share. Here. It is. So if you look at the org chart of OSHA, or they have an org chart on there, that thing. So here we have Scott Ketchum is the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Labor for Occupational Safety and Health. It's not the Assistant Secretary of Labor. We're going to go into that in a minute. But he is the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Labor for Occupational Safety and Health. And let me go back just a little bit here. Right, one page. Organizational chart that you have that's coming up here. If you're listening on the radio, I'll try to describe this. So at the top of this, you have Senior Policy Advisor, and that's vacant. Policy Advisor, they have not updated this yet. Policy Advisor, vacant. Now this is here, Assistant Secretary of Labor for Occupational Safety and Health, that is vacant. Trump has nominated Keith Sonderling, and we're going to go into who that is for that. And the gentleman that we just mentioned here, boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Just lost it. Scott Ketchum, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Labor for Occupational Safety and Health. He is on he basically runs half of the agency on the org chart, and then someone else runs the other half. But this is who's being nominated. Scott Ketchum, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Labor for Occupational Safety and Health. Scott Ketchum is the Deputy Assistant of Labor for OSHA in the national office. He has been in this position since December 2024. He was an acting, and now, is my understanding, they made him a permanent here. Prior to this position, he served as Director of Directorate of Enforcement Programs, Director of the Directorate of Construction over a period of 6 years, and was the Deputy Director of Construction Directorate for 2 years. Before coming to the national office, Mr. Ketchum served almost 20 years in the field in various capacities, including Area Director of the Anchorage office, Assistant Area Director in the Lubbock, Texas area office. Man, that's one hell of a change in climate there, right? Maybe not this week. It's bad. It's a bad example. Acting Deputy Regional Administrator in Seattle and Philadelphia regional offices, in addition to serving the Boise, Little Rock, El Paso, and Austin area offices as a compliance officer. Before joining OSHA, he spent 5 years as a staff industrial hygienist with the U.S. Army Medical Activity at Bassett Army Hospital on Fort Wainwright in Alaska. He holds a master's in public administration from the University of Alaska and a Bachelor of Science degree from Texas A&M, and is a certified safety professional. He serves on the ANSI ASSP A10 Construction and Demolition Standards Committee as a member. He is now spent 24 years in the active Army, Army Reserve, and the Army National Guard as a commissioned officer, retiring in 2012. So good luck, Scott Ketchum, on that one. Let's move on over to the next one. And I can't show this because this is not from a government website. This is from littler.com. Story by Bradford Kelly and Lorenzo Riboni and this was a week old. Former EEOC Commissioner and acting WHD Administrator Keith Sonderling announced as picked for Deputy Secretary of Labor. This is from President-elect Trump, named former U.S. Equal Opportunity Commissioner Keith Sonderling as his pick for Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Labor. And this is a significant appointment as it places an experienced labor and employment attorney who has served in both the EEOC and DOL as a second-in-command of the previous announced Secretary of Labor pick, Lori Chavez de Raymer. And again, he may turn out to be a really, really good administrator. Let's give the man a chance. But I would have liked to see somebody with a little bit more technical experience here running this whole thing. But, as the article goes on to say, the Deputy Secretary of Labor serves as de facto Chief Operating Officer of the DOL. That's probably why they chose him. My thinking is, and the DOL has a $14 billion budget, 17,000 person workforce. So he had already headed up the EEOC, already headed up a federal agency, probably, from that point of view, probably a really good pick. The article goes on to say, it gives a couple of reasons. One, it's a complimentary pick to the DOL secretary nominee. And what the author of the article says is that more opinion letters from the DOL is what they expect. That will provide timely guidance to employers and the public in ever evolving labor market. Now, Sheldon Primus, who is on the Safety FM network, he's been on our show here. He points out that when a Republican is in, it's usually compliance assistance. And this would go exactly with what Sheldon says is on here. DOL may address AI, cryptocurrency, and other technologies. Welcome news for independent contractors in the gig economy. Sonderling has a history of supporting independent contractors and providing clear guidance in this area. We'll talk about that in the very near future. Is that sort of thing, because I know somebody who really got screwed with this situation in the last couple of weeks here. Now, because he got screwed with it. A return of a proactive programs such as self-audit programs. Sonderling has believed, and this is number 5 from the article, has long believed that voluntary compliance should be encouraged and incentivized. And it gives a couple of examples. So that's basically what he did there. We'll see how it works out for him. Article from Reuters. Basically, no new information here from Reuters with this. No, on the EEOC, he was guess he was a commissioner on there, didn't really head this, according to this article. And, no, he was at odds with the Democratic leadership there. So that's the other thing. So, no, I've heard things, well, Trump is appointed a Democrat there. Nah, not really. He was like the sole Republican on the committee here who dissented on the EEOC. Good luck to everybody here. I'm willing to give everybody a fair shake with this, and I hope they do well. I mean, if they're successful with that, that's good. Now, my whole thing is that we need to have, right, here's...
From the front lines of the safety war, it's Safety Wars, with your host, Jim Posel on Safety FM. Get ready to face the harsh reality. I
want to face the harsh reality here. Right. According to the OSHA 300 logs and everything, 5,000 people, give or take, every year die in the workplace. 2.7 to 3 million non-fatal occupational injuries. And what they don't talk about is the 50,000 other people that they know have died. This isn't Jimmy's number. This is the OSHA number on their press releases, which we read here. 50,000 people dead from basically industrial hygiene issues here. This is what we need to be concerned with. Now, I've said recently, you can't, and I'm active on social media, and I've also directed messages at VIPs here. You cannot regulate your self to safety. We can't do it. We've been trying that. It takes many years to get stuff through the pipeline. With when you deal with the lawsuits, and you're dealing with this, and you're dealing with that, and it takes years. So what's my point here? Can't regulate. So what does that mean? That means that you have to get these cameras right. We got a new setup here. You have to, right? You don't need an administrator of OSHA. You don't need OSHA to work safely. Right? It's nice. And am I saying get rid of OSHA? No. What I'm saying is you don't need OSHA out there to work safely. We are safety professionals. We can supply leadership, education, training. The companies have to make companies need to make a commitment. Right? Need to make a commitment for us out there with getting people to work safe and everything else. It is what it is. I mean, we have to deal with reality here, but we don't necessarily need these people to work safely. We could do that internally. Now, that's going to take management and people like us making a commitment to the workforce and to each other to work safely. To keep on, to keep on saying, well, we're going to have, we need this, we need that, we need leadership. Yes, we do, but we could be the leader here with this. And we can take advantage of that. And that's part of what we're doing here on Safety Wars, is to be the leader. Right? Be the leaders in the industry. And with that, we're going to go to commercial break. Is your safety training old, stale, and hackneyed? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that is designed to actually address and assess your hazards and liabilities and is not standardized baloney from generations ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call me, Jim Posel, at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you are receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Yeah. Oh. 2025, it's rolling in. Safety first, let's start the spin. Protect your hands, your eyes, your grin. OSHA's here, let's all begin. Fireworks, they light the skies, but safety glows within our eyes. Goggles, gloves, or wise disguise. Keep those limbs, love, no goodbyes. Or drop the ball, not the guard. OSHA rules may seem so hard, but they're here to keep us smart, safe and sound in every part.
Okay, so here we are back, and we can't. OSHA recordables, catastrophic losses, environmental disasters. You want answers? So do I. This is Jim Posel with Safety Wars.
That's my daddy.
Yes, Jessica, I am your father. Okay, some other news here, and then we're going to get to some of these executive orders. Trump fires heads of actually, we'll do the OSHA website then later on, because I know we're going to run into hour 2, which is politics more, and there's a lot of commentary here politically. So if you're a new listener or a viewer, hour 2 is over on Rumble and YouTube, and where we go into some politics here. Just to give you a little background, I am, I'll make it official here, I am inserting myself back into the political landscape, something that I said I would never do, but things change. Things change, and they're with everything going on here, 2028 coming up, it's necessary, right? You want to get in at the beginning of the cycle, so that we have a 4-year cycle. You want to get into the beginning of the cycle and not be a Johnny-come-lately. And what are we going to supply? What do we do best? We do best presenting, explaining, educating. So that's what we're in. I'm involved in an voter education group right now. We have and they've been going every month. They have a meeting, and they have several meetings around the area at different locations. And we go and we educate the public on issues, on mostly, on basically on issues. And every month it's a different issue. And that's what we're about, which is good. And then they get into some activism, but that's not the primary goal. Our primary goal is education, training, motivation, some leadership, just to keep people in the loop on what's going on with their government and also extra government, meaning worldwide. But anyway, this is what happened this week also. I mean, he's hit the ground running. This is a story from Josh Funk from LATimes.com. Trump fires heads of TSA, Transportation Security Administration, Coast Guard, and Guts Key Aviation Safety Advisory Council. President Trump has fired the heads of Transportation Security Administration and Coast Guard before their terms are up and eliminated all the members of a key aviation security advisory group. Trump's immigration policy changes drew the most attention to the Department of Homeland Security, but he is also making changes at the rest of the massive agency. Members of the Aviation Security Advisory Committee received a memo Tuesday saying that the department is eliminating the membership of all advisory committees as part of a commitment to eliminating the misuse of resources and ensuring that DHS activities prioritize national security. The Aviation Security Committee, which was mandated by Congress after 1988 Pan Am 103 bombing over Lockerbie, Scotland, will technically continue to exist. We won't have any members to carry out the work of examining safety issues at airlines and airports. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of stuff like that tomorrow morning if we haven't heard about it tonight. I have not seen anything here on this today, before the show, other than this. It wasn't immediately clear how many other committees were effectively eliminated Tuesday or whether other departments will take similar actions. A similar safety group advises the Federal Railroad Administration on new rules and safety issues in that industry. But going on, this is a controversial thing. We'll see how it impacts airline safety, if at all. We're going to mosey on over to this. I'm going to go into, let me see, I have a stack of stuff here now because we have a document camera. with this. Hold on here. I feel like another famous radio talk show host here. Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that. We do a live program here. With here we have this. All stuff here on this. Hold on, here we go. Okay, so let's switch on over to the document camera here. All right. Yes. Okay, so here we have reforming the federal hiring process and restoring merit to government service. All right, let's see how this works out here. With this. Can we see this? Oh, we can do that too. Oh, that's cool. So here we have reforming the federal hiring process, restoring merit to government service. This executive order printed out yesterday by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including blah, 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 is hereby ordered. American citizens deserve an excellent and efficient federal workforce that attracts the highest caliber of civil servants committed to achieving the freedom, prosperity, and democratic rule that our Constitution promotes. But current federal hiring practices are broken, insular, and outdated. They no longer focus on merit, practical skill, and dedication to our Constitution. Federal hiring should not be based on impermissible factors such as one's commitment to illegal racial discrimination under the guise of equity, or one's commitment to the invented concept of gender identity over sex. I'm not saying I agree with this. I'm just saying, I'm reading this out here. Inserting such factors into the hiring process subverts the will of the people, puts government functions at risk, and risks losing the best qualified candidates. Now, going on, basically, within 120 days of this order, the Assistant to the President for Domestic Policy, in consultation with the Director of Office of Management and Budget, aka OMB, going on, and going on and on and on, shall develop and send to agencies' heads a federal hiring plan that brings the federal workforce only highly skilled Americans dedicated to the furtherance of American ideals, values, and interests. And it goes on and on with some details. And basically, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, is basically out the window with this, as along with other things. So, I don't know. See what happens. And for some reason, are we not on the air on Safety FM? Hold on. Let's see where we are here. Hold on, folks. I might have accidentally knocked ourselves off the air. Maybe, maybe not. So, we'll just... See where we are here. Hold on, we are on. I think we did accidentally knock ourselves off the air. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Now, you're going to say, well, why am I covering this on the first hour? This sounds very political. It's because of this. And I'm going to do a share screen here so you folks see what we're talking about. On or about here, MX Rio. So, share. November, what we're looking at is our November on or about November, this is right off the DOL website today, November 13th this was. All right, so you can say, well, damn it, Jim, blah, blah, blah. DEI is out the window. And I know I'm DEI. I went through the training. I went through a little bit more than the training. I actually got a full-blown certificate in DEI on here and took like a 1 week long course on it. So I know a little bit about DEI here. And we all know that a lot of the stuff DEI is had to deal with is like safety 30 years ago. But the difference between safety and DEI is that DEI, not generally speaking, except for discrimination, like based on race, religion, that sort of thing, DEI is not mandatory, except in a few things. Where safety is a right that you have. You have a right to safe and healthful workplace free of recognized hazards under the William Steiger Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970. Right? You know the whole history. If you've been through outreach training, they're supposed to go through that, but I think I'm the only guy that does it anymore. I'm just saying. But you too can have that knowledge. 845-269-5772. Jim@safetywars.com. So here we have U.S. Department of Labor comments for the Skills First Hiring Guide to help employers hire, promote workers based on skill and knowledge. So before you start ripping apart President Trump, and I'm not being an apologist here, I'm just saying for you not to be a hypocrite. Believe me, this is what it is. This was right from the Department of Labor, November 13th. And isn't this a nice thing? Right? Skills First Hiring Starting Kit, a guide for hiring better and faster. U.S. Department of Labor, U.S. Department of Commerce. This is like a 20-page document. We're not going to go here. This is a starter kit. This is for small business employers, medium-sized and larger employers. I guess that didn't include the government on this. With this, the starter kit builds upon the foundation of DOL and Commerce's Good Jobs principles, a shared vision of job quality informing billions of generational investments in infrastructure, advanced manufacturing, and clean energy. The recruitment and hiring principle urges use of skills-first hiring strategies, and it goes on and on and on. I mean, being a small business owner, I didn't know that we had to have competent people I had to hire. Really? Really? Skills-first hiring, also known as skills-based hiring, means hiring or promotion of workers around skills, knowledge, and abilities that workers can show they actually have, regardless of how or where workers got those skills. So this is all basically with it, right? What's the idea? You may be familiar with this. Removing a 4-year degree requirement is only one consideration in building a skills-first strategy. Okay, so I don't see race, anything anywhere in here. So let me here find, right? Let's see, race. Not in here. Religion. Not in here. Gender. Not in here. So what am I saying here is that the Biden administration in November, promoted this. But Trump actually put it into the hands of everybody with this. So should I be really upset, or you be really upset about DEI when Biden really went back on this himself? I don't know. I wouldn't, some people just going to hate. Haters are going to hate right here with this. But without the background, that's the advantage of listening to our show, is that we actually went into this here with this skills first hiring starter kit. Now, with that, okay, now this is also what's out there is all of this. Now, please note that as of 1/20/2025, information in some news releases may be out of date or not reflect current policies. Okay, fair enough. So let's go back here to last Friday. like I said, I don't know how this is going to do here. Federal workplace safety investigators found that a Decatur manufacturer of GE brand appliances failed to follow required machine standards that could have prevented a 50. Hold on. I got to do this disclaimer here before we do this. Hi, this is Jim from Safety Wars. Before we start the program, I want to make sure everyone understands that we often talk about OSHA and EPA citations, along with some other regulatory actions from other agencies, legal cases, and criminal activity. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Proposed fines are exactly that, and they are often litigated, reduced, or vacated. We use available public records, news accounts, and press releases. We cannot warranty or guarantee the details of any of the stories we share, since we are not directly involved with these stories, at least not most of the time. Enjoy the show.
This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
All right, so here we are. No. Everyone knows that this is right off a government website, but sometimes people get upset. Federal workplace safety investigators found that a Decatur manufacturer of GE brand appliances failed to follow required machine standards that could have prevented a 58-year-old frontline supervisor's fatal injuries while trying to service a door molding machine. One hell of a way to go, man. And this was in July 2024 at Hare U.S. Appliance Solutions. And the company faces $193,585,000 in penalties. And this is our usual front matter here. Okay, I have not looked at this, so I'm going to guess lockout tagout is the big one here. Let's see if that's true. Citation item 1. Citation 1, item 1, type of violation serious. Lockout tagout, $16,131. And remember, this was over, this is with the old schedule. The new schedule, which we went through the other day, which I don't have in front of me, is like 5% higher. So they got in on the 115. This was like the day before. Right. Oh, well, they had to do it last year, last year's thing. So this was got in right here under the limit here. And we're still going to see that lower level from 2024 going up until like June, probably, if they choose to continue with the press releases. 29 CFR 1910.212, machine guarding, $16,131. Citation to item 1, willful, serious. Again, this was for lockout tagout. Procedures are not developed, documented, or utilized for the control of potentially hazardous energy when employees are engaged in activities covered in this. So, line 3 door, line wheel. The employer did not ensure employees are locking out the foam wheel prior to entering, exposing them to caught in and struck by hazards. $161,323. That's the max. Citation 3, item 1, other than serious, no HAZCOM labels. That was $0, and for a grand total of a proposed $193,585 here. With that, very frustrating. Again, I don't know. No, talking about self-checks, us going to self-checking, they were doing self-checking anyway. They weren't doing it. This is what happens when the companies do self-check. That is why the employee has to be the one who educates him or herself and maybe gives a little bit of pushback with this. Braintree, Massachusetts. A Wilmington construction contractor could have prevented a fatal workplace incident at the Cutler Majestic Theater in Boston that claimed the life of a 44-year-old construction worker in August 2024 by following fall protection manners. So, again, 6 serious violations and one other than serious health and safety violation. Let's take a look at this, what this is. All right. Citation on item 1. Competent person. Again, with a construction job, you have to have a competent person there. So frequent and regular inspections of the job sites, materials, and equipment were not made by a competent person designated by the employer. With that. So there are numerous slip, strips, and fall hazards, $16,131. Citation 1, item 2, type of violation, serious. Scaffolds and scaffold components are not inspected for visible defects by a competent person before each work shift. Again, no competent person there, $16,131. Has to be documented somewhere. 29 CFR 1926-451, scaffolds are not erected, moved, dismantled, or altered by experienced and trained employees under the supervision of a competent person. Guy was 50 feet up to 50 feet off the ground without the supervision of a competent person. 29 CFR 1926.451, each employee on a scaffold more than 10 feet above a lower level was not protected from falling to that lower level. An employee was not protected for falling 50 feet to the pavement below while removing scrim netting from a pipe staging scaffold system. An employee fell from the top level of pipe station 50 foot and sustained fall $16,131. Citation 1, item 5, type of violation, serious. Again, under the under the competent person standard here, 1926-451 for fall protection, the employer did not ensure the competent person had determined the feasibility and safety of providing fall protections. Again, if you're going to do that assessment, you better do it in freaking writing, people. To prove that you did it. Something. Anchorages. This is type of violation serious. Anchorages used for attachment of personal fall arrest systems are not designed, installed, and used under supervision of a qualified person. On or about blah, blah, blah. Employees are exposed to a fall hazard while working where the horizontal life line, it should be horizontal lifeline, gotta be AI doing this, man. When the horizontal lifeline was not installed and used under the supervision. So they had it, maybe. Maybe they had it, maybe they didn't. Wasn't installed. Citation 1, item 7, 1926-502, personal fall arrest systems were not rigged so that an employee cannot fall more than 6 feet. So on or about August 9th, a personal fall arrest system provided to employees was not rigged in such a way that would have prevented employees from falling more than 6 feet, 16,131. Now, let me, a little bit of explanation there. If you have fall protection, you have a lanyard that attaches from the harness to an anchorage point. That lanyard has a certain fall distance that it has to maintain. Often when you see more than 6 feet, it's either some type of a leading edge lanyard with a shock absorber, not a yo-yo or a self-retracting lanyard, as we used to call them, deceleration device. It's usually with something, or it's with a homemade rope, maybe. So, for example, hey, I'm going to connect over here, way over here, and I'm going to walk it out over here, and then if I fall, I'm going to swing, and it's going to be greater than 6 foot, that sort of thing. Again, that's one of the things that is not covered in fall protection classes. I'm going to tell you. How do I know? Whenever I do it, dude, I've been doing this for 30 years. I never heard of that. Holy, do you have some literature on it? I don't believe you. Yeah, here it is. It's right here from X, Y, and Z manufacturer. Oh, wow. How can you be doing this for 30 years and no safety person ever pointed this out? No. And you actually believe the guy with these things, right? Some of the guys are like, I didn't know that. Well, in the New York area, it's like, oh, I know. I guess you bought everything on the street here. Citation 2, item 1, type of violation other than serious. The employer did not provide an authorized government representative the records within 4 business hours. They got him for $2,300. OSHA 300 log has to be there within 4 business hours after request with this, and for a proposed penalty of $115,221. Ay caramba. All right, judge finds scaffold installation company exposed employees of faults by using an unsafe scaffold on a high-rise Massachusetts work site. Okay, what do we got here? Administrative, so they had done this in 2021, and they appealed it up to the Occupational Safety and Health Review Commission. The administrative law judge would affirm the citation and assess a $6,000 penalty. Let's see what we have. The employer argued that OSHA should have allowed the company to use a non-compliant scaffold. All employers... I got to hear this one. Hopefully they detail it. Right, so... going down. So here it is. The respondent designs, this is the introduction, fabricates, installs, and maintains suspension scaffolds that are used in construction projects on high-rise buildings. Okay, so here we are. In 2020 and 2021, the company provided 2-point, meaning one on each side, right, adjustable suspension scaffolds for a project to remove and replace exterior curtain walls. OSHA received an anonymous complaint that the suspension scaffolds had inadequate fall protection. So this is from a referral. OSHA dispatched compliance safety person, going on and on. As a result of OSHA's inspection and investigation, OSHA issued the company a citation and notification and penalty that alleges one series of violations of OSHA's scaffold standard, which requires 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds to be equipped with additional independent support lines and automatic locking devices capable of stopping the fall of the scaffold in the event of one or both suspension ropes fail. So if the suspension ropes fail somehow, right, and this scaffold starts to go down, there's an automatic braking system in there, similar to, I don't want to say similar, I don't know, because I don't know about the engineering or dynamics, but it acts the same way as a self-retracting lanyard, right? Once it goes over a certain speed, it locks. Citation alleged that the company violated, no, they give you a citation there, on or about April 30th, averring that the 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds, I had to ask, I'd never heard of that word. What does averring mean? Is this the AI averring? What is averring? Define averring. Let's see. The term averring means to assert or affirm with confidence. In legal context, it often refers to stating or alleging something as a fact in a formal declaration or pleading. In the selected text, averring is used to indicate the citation formally stated or alleged that the 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds and used at the work site were not equipped with additional independent support lines that were equal in number of the blah, blah, blah. All right, so so they were averring, like really, hey, we're good, we're confident, look at us. That the 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds and used at the work site were not equipped with additional independent support lines that were equal in number, right? So that's what the complaint said. The company timely contested the citation, right, within that 15 business days. And the matter was assigned to undersigned commission judge for adjudication in July 2022. So, the principal issues presented and the decisions thereon are as follows. It is the cited standards provision that certain scaffolds shall be equipped with additional independent support lines that are equal in number and strength to the suspension ropes, susceptible of only one reasonable construction. Yes. The quoted language permits only one reasonable construction. Right? Decision. No, if blah, blah, blah were susceptible of multiple constructions. Does it permit the reasonable construction that the required additional independent support lines may exist after a suspension rope has failed? No. So they were saying we only need it after we have a problem. We only need all this stuff after there's a problem. Right? And they were saying, well, this might cause a greater hazard, according to this, is how I'm reading this. No, none of the elements of the defense have been established by the preponderance of the hazard. So this whole thing is, now we hear this often, and we hear this often. If I do that, then it's a greater hazard, right? With that. That's what we hear. Well, the judge here didn't buy it. Here. Well, I can't do that. That causes a greater hazard. So we're not going to do that. Oh, so you're going to remove capacity and resilience from the system the way that it was designed and set up. Yeah, that's a winning argument. Yeah. You have to have all of these things ready to go. Got to have them ready to go. You can't say, and this is what happens with safety people. No backbone. None. Zero. I had to hear about a story today from somebody, a safety person, where somebody fell off a roof because the safety person didn't say anything. No backbone. Hey, put on your fall protection. Go bleep yourself, and here's the New Jersey salute for you. Follow it up. And what happened? The person fell off the roof. You know? No backbone on anything. The person could have stopped the work. All right. And then it goes into history of the company, what they were doing there. And they were trying to establish some kind of credibility here. And what the contract was. The company leased to the general contractor 2-point adjustable suspension scaffolds that are known as swing stage scaffolds. And some of the swing stage scaffolds had one platform, and others were two-tiered, with one worked for flat right above the other one. And you could go and read the decision yourself here. Very, very thing. And no, I'm going to say this. Kudos to, am I allowed to say that, to the compliance officers, because usually these compliance officers do not know about suspended scaffolds. I was just reviewing some pictures. No, I'm cleaning up my hard drive here. Pictures from like 15 years ago from a case I was involved with where nobody knew nothing about this thing with the scaffold. And they screwed up the investigation awfully here. Anything else interesting here? Everything, no, it's a 26-page thing here. I would advise you, there's a little bit of an education here. We really can't do it here in the scope of this program. But I would go out, and this was from last week, the 17th, on the Department of Labor website here. Now, I'm going to say this. No, we'll be going through some of this tomorrow, assuming we're going to be on tomorrow. With this, so my question is this: we're seeing a lot on this on the website and everything else, since we've been covering them, about illegal immigrants allegedly being, employed, people not getting paid, independent contractors, child labor. Child labor is what concerns me the most. Yeah, those other things are important. But child labor, we're getting child labor violations. Are those the 300,000 children that have gone missing, according to the Associated Press? I don't know. With that, I think the administration has got to go back and revisit who were these children? Are these the ones that are missing? Are these the ones that got smuggled over the border and went into bad things they got involved in, where they were using them as slave labor and then as prostitutes and then when they're done with slave labor and prostitutes, they use them for organ donors, is according to one article I read over the weekend with this. Are these where this is at? The other thing is New Orleans for the Super Bowl. I have a feeling that New Orleans is going to have a lot of ICE activity out there because of this situation, what I just told you, with the child labor and child prostitution, pedophilia, that sort of thing. Buckle up. We're going to have a fun 4 years here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're going to go to our patriotic music, which is our custom here. And I will see you on the other end of the hour. We're going to take a little brief break here. I got to get something to drink here for this throat of mine. Weather has been brutal up here. And I will see you on the other side of the hour with hour 2.
You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.